Every morning starts the same. Imagine waking up tomorrow. The alarm goes off at 7, like always. But this time, you just turn it off, and you go back to sleep. Not because it's a holiday, not because you took the day off, but because, starting today, nobody needs you to work anymore. Not you, not your neighbor, not anyone. A machine does your job now. Faster than you, cheaper than you, and it never gets tired. The doctor, the driver, the teacher, the programmer, the artist, all replaced. Overnight, human work stops mattering. Companies profit like never before. Products get cheaper by the day. And for the first time in history, the whole world wakes up with free time. So the question hangs there. Is this paradise or the biggest problem humanity has ever faced? You're about to find out. Every great discovery begins with a great question. And today, here on Noxory, we're going to explore another one. If you like discovering how the world really works and exploring questions that challenge the way we think, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next documentaries. Now, let's begin. Let's start with the good part. Because at first, this really does feel like a dream. You get up whenever you want. You grab your phone. The bus outside still runs. The lights still come on. The hospital down the street is still open. Nothing broke. The machines kept everything running while you slept. No boss. No shift. No alarm. No deadline. For the first time in your life, the day is entirely yours. And it feels unreal for about 3 days, because then you remember how fast it happened. It didn't come all at once. First it was the call centers, then the drivers, then the accountants, the translators, the radiologists. Every month, another profession just switched off. People said, mine is safe, mine needs a human touch. And one random morning, theirs was gone too. You watched an entire economy get replaced in less time than it takes to raise a child. So you did the smart thing. You tried to retrain. You picked a new skill, something the machines couldn't do yet. You studied for months, and by the time you finished, the machine could already do that one better than you too. You weren't competing with another worker anymore. You were competing with something that learns everything, overnight, forever. That's a race no human being has ever won. Then you check your bank account. Same balance as last month, but nothing new coming in. Your job doesn't exist anymore, and neither does your neighbor's. So the obvious question comes, if nobody earns money, how does anybody buy anything? The shelves are full of cheap products, cheaper than they've ever been in history, but your wallet is empty. And here's what nobody planned for. A company makes things to sell them. It sells to people who have money. People get money by working. Take away the work and the whole chain snaps in the middle. No salary, no buyer, no sale. The cheapest products in the history of the world. And little by little, no one left to buy them. For a few weeks, it holds. Then a store closes. Then another. Not because the machines failed, but because there's no one on the other side of the counter with money in their hand. The problem was never the technology. The problem is us. So the government steps in. It has to. It creates something called a basic income. Money that just shows up in your account. Enough to eat. Enough to pay rent. Nobody works for it. It just arrives. And for a moment, it works. You're free. You're fit. You're fine. But then you notice something. The amount is decided by someone, and that someone isn't you. You have a cousin who lives in another country. You talk over video. His basic income is half of yours. Same machines. Same world. Same everything. But the country he was born in pays less. And suddenly you realize something strange. Being born on the right side of a border became the biggest advantage a person can have. The old inequality didn't disappear. It just changed its name. And then a question sticks in your head and won't leave. If a machine could do your job perfectly, for free, forever, would you want your job back? Or would you want something completely different? Drop your answer in the comments. I really want to know, because almost everyone is sure of what they'd choose until the machine actually takes it out of their hands. So you follow the money. Someone still owns the machines. Not many people, a handful. The ones who built the systems that replaced everyone else. And here's the quiet part. They don't need customers anymore. They don't need workers. They just need the machines to keep running. Throughout all of history, the powerful needed the rest of us to build, to buy, to fight their wars. Now, for the first time, they don't. And when the powerful stop needing everyone, everyone loses their leverage to bargain. And this doesn't stay inside one country. Some places share the wealth of the machines and stay calm, full, at ease. Others can't or won't and collapse. And people do what they've always done. They move from the place that collapsed to the place that shared. Suddenly, borders become the most fought over things on the planet. Not because of jobs, there are no jobs anymore, but because of the income that comes just from being on the right side of the wall. Your cousin, the one from the video call, tries to cross, and you realize the map where you were born became the most valuable thing you own. But something else also flips inside out. When the machines make everything, everything gets cheap. Cars, clothes, furniture, almost free. So what people want changes completely. A jacket sewn by a machine costs nothing. A jacket sewn by a real person, by hand, with its little mistakes. Suddenly that's the pricey one. Made by a human becomes a luxury label. A concert with a live singer. A meal cooked by a real cook. A letter written by someone who knows you. The rarest thing in the whole world turns out to be another human being spending their time on you. Then something quieter creeps in. You go to a family lunch. Someone asks, "So what have you been up to lately?" You open your mouth, and nothing comes out, because the answer is now the same for everyone in that room. Nothing. And standing there, you realize work was never just about money. It was your reason to get out of bed. It was where you saw people. It was how you answered the question, "Who are you?" For thousands of years, work gave your day a shape, a place to be, people to see, a problem to solve. Take that away and the whole day goes shapeless. Monday feels like Sunday, which feels like Thursday. Time becomes one single afternoon, long and formless. And some people feel this deeper than others. Think of someone who spent 40 years in the same profession. Someone who was proud of being the best at what they did. One day, the thing that took a whole life to learn, a machine copies in an afternoon. And it's not just the job that vanishes. It's the meaning of everything that person built. How do you tell someone that their 40 years are worth nothing now? And then something dies that never even had a name. If the machine will always do it better, why get good at anything? Why practice guitar for 10 years? Why study medicine for 12? Why push yourself to master anything if the effort will never again make you the best at anything? The urge to get better was an ancient human engine, and, without meaning to, we switched it off. Some people fall apart in silence, and no one even notices, because now everyone is home. And then you look at the kids, the ones born into this world. No one ever asks them, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Because the question stopped making sense. There's no be, there's just exist. They never learn to want a job. They never feel the pride of a first paycheck. They grow up with everything provided and nothing expected. And you still can't tell whether that makes them the freest humans ever born or the most lost. So people slowly split into two kinds. Some find something new, they paint, they build furniture, they teach kids for free, they plant the gardens they never had time to plant. They finally do the thing they always said they would. Others just sink. The days blur together, and the freedom that felt like the greatest gift ever given starts to feel like an empty room with the lights off. And that's when a lot of people escape into a screen. If the real world doesn't need you anymore, there's always a fake world that does. Games where you have a mission, where you level up, where someone, even if it's just code, cheers when you arrive. People spend 12, 15 hours a day in there, not because it's fun, but because in there, they still matter. And you notice an irony that's hard to swallow. We built machines to free us from work. And free. A lot of people chose a fake job just to get back the feeling of being needed. And it changes the people around you too. Suddenly everyone is home, all day, every day. Your partner, your parents, your kids. At first it feels close, cozy, then the walls start to feel small. There's no more, "I had a rough day at work." Nobody leaves, nobody comes back, nobody misses anybody. Just everyone, together, all the time, with nowhere to go. And you start to see how much of love was made of the time we spent apart. Then you notice the strangest thing of all. People start inventing work. They volunteer for tasks a machine would do in a second. They form clubs. They give themselves titles. They schedule meetings, not because anyone needs it, but because pretending to be needed feels better than admitting you are not. We spent centuries dreaming of a world without work, and the instant we got it, we started building fake versions of it just to feel human again. And there's more. If everyone now has free time, everyone creates millions of songs, millions of paintings, millions of stories per day. And then something happens that no one expected. When everyone is an artist, art stops being worth anything. Not because it got bad, but because it became infinite. Rarity was half of the value, and the rarity is gone. So you decide to run a test. You try to live without the basic income, grow your own food, trade with the neighbors, get completely off the system, and in less than a month, you fail. Because the whole world now runs on machines you don't own and can't control. The water, the power, the food, the medicine. You can't unplug from any of it. The system feeds you, which is another way of saying the system owns you. And that's when you understand what the real fight is. It was never machine against human. It's human against human, over who gets to own the machines. Some want the profits shared with everyone. Others want to keep every little piece for themselves. There are votes, there are protests, there are promises. The machines don't care who wins. They'll run either way. The only thing being decided is whether they run for all of us or for a few. And that decision isn't in some distant future. It's being made right now, quietly, while everyone is distracted by the free time. So you look ahead, and you see two roads. On one road, the machines do the work, and everyone shares what they produce. People are free to create, to rest, to raise their kids, to simply live. The machines set humanity free. On the other road, a handful of people own everything, and the rest of us just exist. Same technology, same machines, two completely different worlds. And no one has decided yet which one we're building. And underneath all of it, one question keeps whispering. Your whole life, you were told you had to earn your place. Work hard, be useful, contribute something, prove you deserve to be here. But what happens to a person when the world stops needing them completely? Are you still worth something when there's nothing left for you to do? So imagine waking up tomorrow. The alarm goes off at 7, and you turn it off, roll over in bed, and go back to sleep. Nobody needs you to work, and in that strange, complete silence, you finally have to ask the question we spent our entire history running from. Not what do you do, but who are you when there's nothing left that you have to do? This is one of those questions that stays with you, and Noxory exists for exactly that, for the questions that don't leave your head. If you want more, it's all right here. Thanks, and see you in the next video.